Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I went to Sarojini yesterday. Well, if you're watching this video, it was probably 2 days ago. So I went to Sarojini and I thought I don't have a video about Sarojini on my channel. And why is that? That should be corrected, because if you have been following my blog, you probably know that I have a lot of blog posts on Sarojini, and I usually do a lot of hauls and I always post them on my blog because you guys like to see that, and those are one of my most read posts of all time. So I thought I needed to make this video about Sarojini and give you my favorite tips on how to shop. And I have been shopping in Sarojini for around, say, 7 to 8 years now. So I have had a lot of experience, and I am a Delhiite, so I have been going there since a long time. So I have some amazing tips to share with you guys, and I'm reading them off of the blog post that I did really long ago, which is one of my most popular blog posts on the blog. And I have given all my favorite tips about shopping in Sarojini, and I'm going to read off that blog post so that I don't forget any point. And of course that blog post will also be linked down below, so you can make a checklist and put a tick in front of everything that you've done. Okay, so let's get started. Tip number 1. This is going to be the most basic tip, but this is something that most people forget or take for granted. Carry cash. Now I know this sounds really stupid, but let me explain. When you go to Sarojini, you take, let's say you take 1,000 rupees and you end up with 5 or 6 things, and then you realize that you need to go to the ATM to withdraw some money, and you come back with cash. So the thing is, there are street shops. They do not accept card, they only accept cash. And when I say take cash, I mean take small denominations, like take cash of, don't take any notes that are higher than, don't take notes that are higher than 500 rupee notes, and do not give somebody 1,000 rupee note, because they're gonna be like, give me change, and you're gonna be like, you know, give me my money back, and they're gonna be like, madam, instead of 150 just give me 200, and you're gonna be like, no, that's not right. So it's always better to carry cash in small denominations. If you can, just carry hundreds and fifties and hundreds and fifties, because you will find a lot of stuff for 150, 250, 350, and you always want to have the extra 50. I hope that makes sense. Tip number 2. Bargain, bargain, bargain. This is the place to bargain shop, girl. Whatever price the shopkeeper quotes you, just quote half of that. If he says that he wants to sell you a dress for, say, 700 rupees, just tell him that you want it for 300. And you guys can negotiate and send him to a middle point, and a price that he's happy to let the product go for, and a price that you are happy to pay. So always remember to bargain and get your money's worth. Tip number 3. Have patience. It is a huge market, and it might be overwhelming for some of you who haven't been there before and you don't know the ways and everything. So don't feel like if you missed out on buying something, you won't find anything similar later. It is a huge market. Even if you don't find the exact piece, you will find other amazing things, and it's better to just scour the whole market first and then decide what you want. But in case you find something really, really amazing and it's love at first sight, do not let that go, because you might take the whole round of the market, and when you come back, the piece might have already gone, and that's heartbreaking. That's happened to me before, and I don't do that anymore. Unless I really, really like something, I'll probably skip it, take a whole tour of the market. But if I really like something, I'm gonna buy that right away, which is probably most of the time, because I'm kind of an impulsive shopper when it comes to Sarojini. And after years and years of practice, I kind of know my size and everything, so yeah, I don't really think too much before buying things in Sarojini. You don't really regret the purchase later, because it's only like 150, 200 rupees, nothing's more expensive than that. So, tip number 4. Always check whatever you're buying. If you're buying a top, just hold it up and look around all over. Since there are no changing rooms, there are only street shops, you have to be careful of your size, and you have to make sure that the product is not used, it comes in good condition, it does not have burn marks or spots or anything, and you are responsible for what you're buying. Of course, he wants to sell his products, but if there is something that has a small little mark and it has a small little tear on something that you feel like you can repair or get altered, he might be willing to let that go for even cheaper. So if he says that a top is for 300 rupees and you say, I'm going to buy it for 150, but then you see there's a tear on the top, and then you can say to him that it's already torn, why don't you give it to me for 100 rupees? And he's going to be like, okay, let's get the 100 rupees. Tip number 5. Do not go on the weekends. It is going to be mad crowded and you're going to hate yourself. go on the weekdays and try to go earlier in the afternoon, because that's the time when they're really superstitious about their first income of the day and they let products go for really ridiculous prices. And that is your time to go, because it's usually so hot that most people do not come at that time. Most people will come after like 3:30 or 4. So before that is when you want to go. Try to reach the market at around 11:30 or 12, and that's when you can actually just have your own time, have your own space without being pushed around by people. Tip number 6, always carry a big tote bag with you, because they're going to give you stuff in small little plastic bags and you're going to be roaming around the whole market with 10 or 20 little plastic bags in your hand. So you should take your own big tote bag that you can just throw over your shoulder, and you can stuff all of that in your bag, and you're going to thank me for this later, you guys. Always carry a tote bag. That is so important, and that should be the first thing you think about before going to Sarojini. Tip number 7, always take care of your belongings. Do not wear stuff like expensive watches or take expensive bags in Sarojini, because it's a dirty place and you might ruin your stuff and people might pickpocket it. So it's always better to wear kind of cheapo, comfortable stuff. And yeah, that's that. Tip number 8, always wear something comfortable. Wear loose clothing that you can freely breathe in. Do not, for the life of me, do not wear heels. Go in flats, because that's the place where the ground is not very even and you're probably going to fall in heels. So do not wear heels. Always wear flats and you will be happy. You will be able to walk around freely. You will be able to walk around comfortably, check out everything. And it's always better to have an idea of your shape and size. So when you're buying something, when you hold it up, you know that it's going to fit you or not. Because since there are no changing rooms, you are supposed to just guess whatever your size is. And sometimes there'll be pieces in small, medium, large, but that's not always the case. Sometimes there are only one-off pieces and you have to know your size. Tip number 9. Whatever. Give yourself some time. If you say 400 and he says the last price he's willing to set is 450 and you're like, no, I want to buy this for 400, which is a lot. Let's say 200. I want to buy this for 200, because don't pay 400 for stuff in Sarojini unless it's like a really amazing jacket or a maxi dress or something. So if you say that I want to buy something for 200 and he says, no madam, 250 is the maximum I'm gonna go, you can say, okay, I'm walking away. And then you walk away and then you start walking slowly. And don't walk too fast, don't walk too slow. Walk fast enough so he's scared to lose a customer, but walk slow enough so he can call you back and say, madam, okay, you can take it for 200. So this is kind of the slow walk technique, and you have to pretend like you're not interested, you'll just find something later, then he'll just come back to your price, and then you can get stuff that you want for the price that you want. I think that is all I wanted to talk about. And another thing is that the market is shut on Mondays, and I say shut because it's not really shut. It's all out in the open. Like, there are no proper walls and things. Everything is out on the street, and on Mondays you can actually get stuff for 10 rupees, 35 rupees, 50 rupees. It's crazy. Clothes are just piled and piled on the floor, and you have to sit down on the floor and go through piles of useless stuff to find gems. So that is Monday. If you're willing to do that, just go ahead, go on a Monday. I've been on a Monday as well, and I have actually found amazing things for 35 rupees, which is crazy. But I do not suggest going on a Monday. I suggest going on a regular weekday to experience the whole amazingness of the market in its full glory. I hope you enjoyed this video. These were all of my most important useful tips. And of course, before I forget, a haul is going to be up soon. And I actually bought so much stuff that I need to divide it into 2 hauls. I'm going to do 2 hauls. One of them is going to be a clothing haul. The other one is going to be more like an accessory haul, where I show you necklaces and earrings and shoes and sunglasses and other things. And the first one is going to be a clothes haul. So stay tuned for that. Please like this video if you found my tips helpful. Comment below telling me what you think, and if you want to see my haul, or if you're excited to see my haul, because I always find amazing things in Sarojini, and I actually myself cannot believe that I found this in Sarojini. So it's absolutely amazing. Stay tuned for that. Don't go anywhere. That will be up soon in the next 4 or 5 days. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!